And welcome to 3 Tune Tuesday for Tuesday, August the 18th. I am your host, Boneapart, and with me is your hostess, Yulia.
Hello.
So, if you are not aware, there's a movie that has been out in the theaters called The Odyssey.
If we were not aware.
If we were not aware.
If in case you've been living under a rock.
Perhaps.
Yes.
And I bring this up because Christopher Nolan's interpretation of The Odyssey has received mixed critical reviews.
Yeah. Apparently, a lot of academics have their knickers in a knot.
They do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
And I don't know, I'm not smart enough to know who's right and who's wrong. I suspect that the answer lay somewhere in between.
Well, quite. And that question leads directly into this week's 3 Tune Tuesday.
Okay.
It is musical interpretations.
Aha.
Okay. So the Odyssey itself is a story. It's a long poem, ostensibly written by someone named Homer. We're not entirely sure about that. Academics are not sure that a person named Homer ever existed.
Right. Like, I have to imagine that. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, please.
Please continue.
Okay, I shall continue.
Because I might be saying something that you're leading up to, and I don't want to steal your thunder.
Probably not, because I'm not that bright.
Oh, come on.
Okay. So, the Odyssey was a story originally passed down orally, like a lot of those ancient stories were. And then at some point it was, codified and written onto whatever medium that the ancient Greeks used.
Right. And I'm sure that as, kind of like the game of telephone.
Quite.
People
exactly.
added their own kind of flair to the story.
Exactly. It gets reinterpreted. So just in the passing down, it gets reinterpreted. And then, of course, depending on who's reading it or listening to it, it gets interpreted again. Was Odysseus a good man? That's up for debate.
Uh-huh.
He spent, on his way home, he spent 2 years with Circe on his own free will instead of going home to his wife.
Yeah.
So was he a good man? Well, that's debatable / interpretable.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, we could go on.
Right. It's kind of like a recipe.
Yes.
A recipe
Yes.
a recipe that gets passed down from generation to generation.
Right.
Sometimes we have the original recipe that, maybe our great grandmother had, and then it got passed down to the grandmother that passed it down to the mother that passed it down to the daughter, or, whoever. And while the recipe is written down, everybody maybe added their own flavor to it.
Exactly.
Everybody maybe added a different spice or a different amount of something.
Exactly.
And there are some things that are lost to antiquity.
Oh, without a doubt.
My Aunt Floride, for example, made these every year at Christmas. She made cream cheese cookies.
Okay.
They were delicious. They were savory. They were only just a little bit sweet. Okay. They were mostly savory. They tasted like legit cheese.
Yeah.
And they were really good. They were not a bit good for you. When you bit into them, they were fatty,
right,
and oily and delicious.
Exactly.
And she passed the recipe to my mother, who followed it to the T, and they never came out the same. So I'm sure Aunt Floride probably, even in her own recipe, eyeballed stuff and maybe substituted stuff and maybe just didn't bother writing it down.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that those good cream cheese cookies, we never got to have them again after she died. So I've been trying in vain to recreate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like stories like the Odyssey are probably the same.
Well,
people kind of added their own spin to things over the years. And I have no idea where Aunt Floride got her recipe from. For all I know, she got it from maybe her mom.
Right.
But yeah, it was, people add their own flavor, add their own spice. Ooh, wouldn't it be neat if this happened? Or wouldn't this taste good if we added a little bit of this? Or, maybe made
Right.
this part a little bit, maybe embellished this a little bit, made this a little juicier.
Right.
Depending on
Right,
the
right, right.
audience, like people knowing their audience.
Oh, exactly. Yes.
So,
Yeah, and it's easy to do this with music. I mean, just look at any two different versions of the same song, cover songs.
oh, shout out to XPN.
Shout out to XPN. Exactly.
WXPN did their XPN countdown earlier this year was magical.
It was.
It was the 885, as voted by the listeners,
Yes.
885 best cover songs.
Right.
And man, there were some good ones.
There were. I mean, look at Leonard Cohen's Suzanne.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so many people covered it. Each one was different.
I hate the original.
Oh.
Sorry.
No,
but I
that's
do.
fine. Yeah.
And we heard. Who did we hear? No, I'm getting confused. I was going to.
Kathleen Edwards.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But I was going to say Tracy Chapman, but that was a whole other thing. That was vinyl records.
Right,
We
right,
heard
right.
Fast Car on vinyl, and I will never hear Fast Car on
Oh.
any other way ever again.
Right,
because
exactly.
Fast Car on vinyl, that's the way it's meant to be heard.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Yes.
but yeah, cover songs.
Right.
What people, and like, I think, like, with a cover song, and you and I talked about this, what makes a good cover song? It's like, it has to have shades of the original, but be original enough by itself.
A reinterpretation.
Right.
Yes.
And sometimes the cover is better than
Indeed.
the original.
Yes.
See, e.g., Hurt by Johnny Cash.
Exactly. Johnny Cash now owns that song.
Yeah, it
Yes.
no longer belongs to, what's his name?
9 Inch Nails.
Yeah. Trent Reznor.
Trent Reznor, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he admits it even. He said,
Yeah.
it's that listening to that song by him was like losing my girlfriend. Not mine anymore.
Same with I Will Always Love You. Dolly Parton wrote that.
I did not know that.
Yes. Dolly Parton wrote I Will Always Love You. And when Whitney Houston sang it, she's like, well, it's yours now.
Right.
I give you my blessing. Because Whitney Houston, let's face it,
yeah.
she nailed it, whacked it
really
out of the
did.
park. But yeah, it's. I think that's the secret sauce for a cover song. Like it
Yes.
has to be faithful to the original, but also be original enough. Like otherwise, then you're just like a garage band.
Right. Why do it?
Why
otherwise?
do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I've heard covers like that too. I'm like, why?
Yeah. What did you add to this? What
Yeah.
did you do different?
Yeah, and if you didn't, then you're just being a poser. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, agreed.
I'm a little opinionated.
She is the musician.
I am.
Yes. So, we are going to look today at 3 versions of the same song.
I'm excited.
Yes. However, we have an added twist.
Uh-oh.
In that we're also looking at 3 versions of the same song recorded in different decades with different technology. So,
Are we veering into electric territory?
we are veering into electric territory.
It's
today.
electric.
It's electric.
Boogie,
Zzz,
woogie, woogie.
Boogie, woogie, woogie. So we are going to listen to a piece from Wagner's Tristan and Isolde.
Tristan und Isolde.
Yes.
Yes.
It is, in fact, Isolde's death scene. Okay. So, for those not familiar, Isolde's final words last only about 6 minutes. But we get to hear it 3 different ways. And honestly, they become almost unrecognizable to each other.
Interesting. So wait, hold on. So if this is from Tristan und Isolde,
Yes.
and this would not be Tristan's lament, would it?
Tristan has died.
So it's Isolde's is it? Hold on, I'm getting confused.
Okay. It is... I've got it here. Oh, my notes are everywhere.
Oh no.
It is Isolde lamenting Tristan's death. He's in her arms.
I know it.
Yes.
I know it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm prepared.
Okay,
All right.
awesome. So we're going to listen to 3 interpretations of the same song from 1903,
Wow.
1914,
Okay.
and 1926. Okay, so we talk a lot or at least some on this show, about the difference between acoustic recording and electric recording.
Okay, so let's do a refresh.
A very quick refresh is acoustic recording is when the performers performed into the large end of a horn and the sound was vibrated through some mica and etched onto via stylus onto a medium.
Right.
Electric recording is similar, except at that point they had the advantage of electric amplification from microphones.
Right. They figured out how to translate that because there's in a microphone there is still a membrane that vibrates.
Yes, exactly.
But they figured out how to take that information and electrically cause the etching to happen on. Did it happen on wax still?
Yes.
Okay.
The ultimate medium was still the same.
Okay.
Yes. Now, I say that because we rarely talk about the improvements in acoustic recording. And that's what we'll see between 1903 and 1914.
Okay.
Even though the primary mechanism was the same, they discovered improvements in the membrane.
Probably thinner membrane.
Exactly.
The way it was cut.
Exactly.
The way it was housed in the mechanism. Stuff like that.
Exactly. It's perhaps the equivalent of talking through two paper cups with a string and then talking on an analog telephone.
Okay.
Okay, very similar to that.
All right.
The mechanisms are the same, but
Yep,
there are
yep.
improvements.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start off with a 1903 version of Liebestod.
Liebestod.
Interestingly, that was not Wagner's first name for this song. He actually wanted the name of this song, to be the opening song, but it ended up being the last one of the opera.
So wait, spell it, please.
Liebestod.
Liebestod.
Yes.
So that means love's death.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, he wanted to lead with that?
He wanted to lead with it initially.
Jesus.
Yeah, well,
All right. It's Wagner.
It's Wagner. Okay, so also bear in mind that the full Liebestod runs 6 to 7 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the technology at the time did not allow for that on one side of a record.
So are we listening to two sides?
We are listening to one side, but that's part of the discussion, is as part of the interpretation or reinterpretation of the song, they had to compress it and cut things out.
So they probably, my guess is that they probably omitted a few stanzas.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so the first one we listened to is performed by Italia Vasquez, which was the stage name of Italia Uccelli, who also recorded as Italia Vasquez Molina.
That's not confusing.
Not confusing at all.
Yeah.
Yes. This is on the gramophone label. It's one that we don't play very much.
Oh, later to become the Deutsche Grammophon
Indeed.
label. Okay.
Yes, sung in Italian in 1903.
Wait, sung in Italian?
Yes.
Not German?
Not German.
Weird.
Yes.
I'm just saying, because it's famously German. It's Wagner.
It's Wagner.
Liebestod.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, fun fact, Vasquez sang in the Budapest premiere of Tristan and Isolde in 1901, just 2 years before she recorded this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So she was kind of known for this already.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so, and interestingly, for anyone out there who might be familiar with the original, for anyone who might be named Yulia, who's familiar with the original, ask oneself, what does hearing this in Italian rather than the original German mean? What does it mean to you? How does it change the song? Does it change the song? Shall we?
Okay.
Okay, very quickly before we discuss the song, the voice you heard at the very beginning would have been the recording engineer announcing the name of the song that they were about to record.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
So that was kind of cut off then.
It was,
From
yes.
what we heard.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
All right.
Hey, so 1903, one vocalist, one piano. And that was how they recorded the song, knowing we need to bear in mind that the recording technology was still very basic in 1903.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they did what they could do with the limitations at hand.
I have some thoughts. So,
Please.
yeah, like you said, this is really early, 1903.
Yes.
They were still figuring it out. And I can tell because I wanted to complain about the piano and be like, bro, you are not the main character here. You need to step back and you need to support the vocalist
Right.
and not like compete with her.
Right.
But they were battling limitations, technology. They were battling the technology, and they were probably still figuring. In 1903, they were still figuring stuff out.
They
so they
were,
probably
yeah.
didn't they weren't real conscious or cognizant of things like balance. They were just
Right.
trying to get the recording to happen,
Exactly.
right? And you asked me before we began how hearing it in Italian made me feel, and it made me feel nothing because I couldn't tell it was in Italian because it was just the quality was just not there.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I couldn't really. It sounded like she was noising
Interesting.
very
Okay.
beautifully, very beautifully.
Yes.
For the stylistic for the style of the time,
Yeah.
she was very that she was very much singing the way people in Western Europe, the Western world, liked to
Yeah.
hear
Yeah.
to hear opera. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. I like it. It's very acrobatic,
It is.
obviously, but I couldn't tell that it was in Italian, so I couldn't tell you how it made me feel.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we move on to song 2,
Mm-hmm.
very, very quick aside, and I do want to make this really quick, because Yulia and I have a habit of taking quick things and making them much longer.
Oh my goodness.
I'm moving on from the song because if we don't, we will talk about it for the next 30 minutes.
Probably.
Yes, because I've got other questions to ask.
Oh, okay.
But I won't, because I would like to ask it after the next song.
Okay.
Okay. But before we get to the next song, this week's episode of 3 Tune Tuesday is brought to you by our sister brand, Skeleton Brew Coffee.
Yes, that is not our sister brand. It is one and the same.
It is indeed.
We are a thing. We are intertwined. Our fates are coupled.
Yes.
One supports the other,
Indeed.
and vice versa.
Indeed. So we use our proceeds from Skeleton Brew Coffee, which one can find at https://skeletonbrew.coffee, to help us fund our hosting bills for this podcast.
The first and the original.
The first and the original Skeleton
Brew Coffee.
Yes, skeletonbrew.coffee.
Yes.
Or skeletonbrew.one, the one and only.
Except no substitutes.
Or imitations, as the
Right.
case may be.
Right.
Yes.
So it's just skeletonbrew.one, or if you can't remember that, skeletonbrew.coffee.
Much easier. And it will redirect you to skeletonbrew.one.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
So let's talk about coffee.
Yeah, so up on skeletonbrew.coffee, we have a host and wider range of coffees for your drinking pleasure. Mm-hmm. If you enjoy a good coffee, and I know that we do invite you to go check it out. We have six regular brews, let's call them 6 regular roasts that we keep up year-round. We've got a really good smooth Colombian, a darker one that we call Dark Earth Decadence.
I love that one.
It's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
They're all one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a Blue Sky inspired one, which is kind of fruity, from Ethiopia named Bruskai. So we have these up year-round, and they are fantastic coffees. We have a rotating school of coffee that follows the wheel of the year.
Yes. Because we're waking up in this house.
And we like to celebrate the changing of the seasons.
Because, you know what? We can take comfort in the changing of the seasons. Because that is something that is constant, and that is something that we can look toward nature and the way nature changes and have hope that everything lasts for a season.
Right.
Seasons change. So do we.
Right.
So do circumstances. Just put that in your back pocket.
Exactly. And because we like to have fun while we do things, we also have 4 curling coffee roasts.
Yeah, because that's our other passion.
That's our other passion.
I mean, we've got a lot of passions, which is great. It's you know what? That's a great way to be. But coffee, curling, and curiosity.
Yes, exactly.
Are our things.
That's what we do.
Yes.
Yes.
And yes, we have what, 4 curling coffees?
We have 4.
They're really great.
They are.
And we've got a lot of great feedback at the 302 Bonds.
Yes. Yeah.
So we've got the Hurry Hard.
The Hurry Hard, which is a Colombian.
Yes.
Yes.
That's actually a really nice, just workhorse
It is.
coffee.
I
really like that one.
It is. If you're looking for a coffee that, you want to brew and enjoy throughout the day, that is definitely the one.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've also got the broom stacking one.
The broom stacking, which is a half calf.
Yeah, because you don't want to drink like super caffeinated coffee at night after you've just, played a hard 8 ends. And,
Right.
And you're sitting around with the other team and you're broom stacking and you're maybe you might be having Malort.
Maybe. You can use this to wash that down.
That's right. Anyway. So yeah, that's our half calf, and it's actually delightful.
It is.
Then we have the 8-ender, which is a French roast.
Yes.
And it's in your face and bold because nobody makes an apology for an 8-ender.
Absolutely not.
No.
Yes.
And
right there on the ice, you stop all the other games and you take pictures.
That's right.
Yes.
And then you say, everybody, look.
Right.
And we also have the 8 a.m. draw.
8 a.m. draw.
The dreaded 8 a.m. draw, which nobody wants. Everybody hopes they don't get when they sign up for a Bonspiel.
Exactly.
But yet you always manage to get it.
Every time.
How?
Yep.
But that's our super caffeinated.
That one's got an extra dose of caffeine to get your ass moving in the morning.
Gonna put its foot right up your ass.
Exactly.
And it will help you get out on the ice and get moving and drag those stones into the house.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So coffee is one of our passions. One of the things that really excites us about Skeleton Brew Coffee is that we use it not just to help fund our podcast, but we use it to help others as well. So all of our coffee is ethically sourced. We can tell you the supply chain of where the coffee came from. We can tell you that from Colombia. We can tell you the 59 farms it came from, the location, and the altitude it came from.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that at other places. We can tell you our supply chain. We can tell you the farmers and the co-ops that our beans are sourced from.
It's an extremely rare thing to be able to do that.
Yeah. I dare you to go into a Starbucks and ask that. I dare you to mail them and ask that.
Yeah, if they deign to lower themselves to give you a response,
Right.
You'll probably get some kind of a form letter and like a 50-cent off coupon of one of their stupidly expensive burnt ass coffees.
Exactly, a $7 or $8 cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Right.
Now.
Yeah, and the other thing that we like to do with Skeleton Brew is, we like to give back. $1 from every item sold from Skeleton Brew, and that is every item. So if you order 2 bags of coffee, it's $1 for each bag. We donate that to public media.
Yes.
Because public media is very important to us these days, and we think that it is important to you as well.
Right. I mean, people don't understand how important good journalism is until it isn't.
Exactly.
Like,
right.
like I have noticed over the past year and a half or so that things have really turned to shit.
Yeah.
Because there's fear.
Yeah.
And when journalists are afraid to speak, and I'm looking at you, corporate journalists. I'm looking at you guys, like the journalism for profit, big cable news networks, like those folks, like everybody. Once you involve corporations and profit in journalism, then it becomes ripe for corruption and fear.
Yeah.
Because if you give somebody the power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you as well.
Exactly.
And a lot of these corporations are beholden to
shareholders
who are also connected to politicians.
Exactly.
Right? So public media is super important because these people are dedicated not to profit, but to truth.
Exactly.
And you can tell when you watch PBS NewsHour, like it's very Walter Cronkite in that regard. It's like,
yeah,
it's the who, what, when, where, why.
Right.
How sometimes.
Right. They will be forthright. They don't have the time to cover every story, so they do choose, which is in its own way a form of gatekeeping.
Well, but they've got limited resources.
Exactly. But
Right.
those stories that they do choose to cover, they cover fairly.
Right. Well, because they're not invested in getting clicks, getting likes. They're not invested in their shareholders' profit.
They're not invested in the lowest common denominator.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're like, listen, we're not exactly profiting big off of
Right.
this, so we might as well tell the truth because why would we do otherwise?
And someone has to.
Right.
Right.
Right. So that's why we like supporting it. We like
Yes.
supporting public media. We like supporting public broadcasting.
Yes.
And that's what part of your purchase will go towards.
Exactly.
So you get extra free bonus karma
Yeah.
along with that. So we also, speaking of that, we have, if you want to be extra subversive, we've got a sister to our sister,
A sister to herself.
a sister from another.
Maybe one of them's redheaded.
No.
No.
It's
It's another brand that we
it's
have.
a twin.
It's
let's
a
say
That's
it's
yes.
it's our slightly more
Sassy twin.
sassy twin.
Yes.
That would be our No Kings Coffee,
Yes.
which we are not aligned. Well, we are aligned, but we are not associated with the No Kings movement. But we do support what they do. And as such, we have come up with 3 subversive coffee brands. Now, you're going to pay a little bit more for these, but
Yes.
it's extra special because $2 from every item that you purchase on NoKings.coffee goes towards Indivisible.
Yes.
And they are doing the on-the-ground grassroots organizing of some of the things that you've been seeing, the protests, the general strike. They've been educating people about how to protest safely,
Yes.
what your legal rights are, what to do if somebody comes to your door.
Right.
You know, just getting the word out there to people who need to hear it and supporting people who are doing the hard work of protesting. Not all of us have that ability right now to do that. I think it's going to get to the point where we're all going to have to. Like, we need to be so big and so loud that they can't ignore us anymore.
I agree. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
until we get there, Indivisible has been really, they've taken the lead on that. And so we like to support that. So $2 from every item that you purchase on NoKings.coffee will go towards Indivisible. Now, I will say, I've got a story. It happened just today.
Oh.
I was on my way to the office, and because I'm gross, went through the drive-thru at Burger King because they have an Impossible Whopper,
Oh, that's right. They do.
which I enjoy. I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat the cows. Cows are our friends.
They are.
So I'm in the drive-thru, and I'm waiting for them to bring out my Impossible Whopper and my unsweetened iced tea, which is probably the most boring meal on the planet. And I look in my rear view, and the lady behind me is taking a picture of the back of my car.
Oh.
And normally, that would be weird, but the back of my car has some items from our nokings.coffee website. We have some car magnets
Yes.
that might be of interest to you.
Perhaps.
And I do believe she was taking a picture of that.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, huh. Either she's taking a picture and she's going to post it to social media and she's going to be a jerk, or she's going to post it to social media and she's going to be like, yeah, that's cool. So I did what I would normally do when somebody is being a jerk to me. And when the lady brought my food to the window, I said, I would like to pay for the meal for the person behind me.
Oh, how nice.
So either way,
Yeah.
I win.
Right.
Because like if she was being awesome and she's going to promote, you know, what we're
Right.
doing, then like, yes, I'm going to reward you. I'm going to
Yeah.
buy you a meal. If she was going to be a smart ass jerk and be like, look at this fucker with these
You-
stupid stickers, I'm going to be like,
You
know
cleaned
what?
it away. Yeah.
Double middles.
Right.
I paid for your meal. What you going to do now, bitch?
Right.
You gonna badmouth me now?
So if you're curious about what those car magnets are, I invite you to go to nokings.coffee and look at our merch.
Yeah.
Because there are some car magnets up there that include our cats, and that I think is all I have to say about that.
Yes.
right
Yes. They are adorable and we love them.
now. Yes. Moving on, song 2. We have, the same song, but the first half of it. So this requires a little bit of explanation. This was a 7-minute song.
Yeah.
And by 1914, earlier in many cases, a lot of recording companies realized, well, we need to not Reader's Digest this song.
Yeah.
So what they would do is make a part 1 and part 2 of it.
Oh, I see.
Okay, and we are listening to part 1.
So, did they do like an A side and a B side, or did they do 2 separate discs?
It would depend on the label.
Okay.
Some would do an A side and B side. If it was Victor on the red label, they would do 2 separate discs, make you buy each one. Often they were
bitches.
the 12-inch discs too.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. So we're listening to part 1 from 1914 on the Phonotypia label.
Spell that?
Phonotipia.
Phonotypia. Phonotypia.
Also,
That's fun to say.
Also Italian.
No.
Yes, I kid you not. Also Italian.
Wait, this is being sung in Italian?
Yes.
Again?
Yes.
God damn. Am I wrong?
You are
Was
not.
that written in German?
It was.
That okay.
It
All right.
was.
Now you're making, because I'm questioning my whole reality. Oh my God.
No, you're right.
Because sometimes I feel like I'm losing my marbles.
Well, you are, but not in this case.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Performed by Amelia Pinto with an orchestra.
Okay.
So it's still acoustic. We're still 1914.
I'm just trying to envision this around the horn.
Well, we've heard orchestral arrangements around a horn before.
Well, orchestral arrangements, but
Right.
not with orchestra. So how did they do it?
Orchestra accompaniment.
Accompaniment.
My mouth hates that word.
Accompaniment. It's hard.
Yeah, it is.
Orchestra backing her up.
Yes. Yes.
So
exactly.
So are we gonna? Is this like a Leopold Stokowski special or?
This is not. What the Phonotypia label was Italian.
Oh, Italian. Of course.
Yeah,
Of
so
course. Sorry.
it's definitely not Leopold Stokowski. And 1914 was still before him.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because we talked last week about Leopold Stokowski and his genius, and
Yes.
how he could take a full orchestral score and basically do a condensed score,
Right.
and he arranged it and somehow it still sounded full and beautiful.
It sounded amazing. We do
Yeah.
encourage you to go and check out last week's episode to listen to that.
Yeah,
It's
that was
absolutely
incredible.
amazing.
It was last week that we did
It
that one,
was,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really good. It's really, really good. Stokowski was amazing. So I'm wondering then how successful these folks have done it.
Well, we shall listen and you shall find out. Mm-hmm. Yes. So this is a different interpretation of the same song.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do want to talk about musical interpretation. A lot of it stems from the fact that recording technologies improved, still acoustic, but they were figuring it out at this point.
I mean, so this was 1914?
Yes.
Okay, so they've had 11 years now.
Right.
between the
exactly.
last recording that we heard and this one.
Yes.
To kind of, they've shaken down some of the bugs.
Right.
Like they've kind of figured out, oh, was that you?
That's my phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they've kind of figured out how to put people around the horn and how to
Exactly.
how to not overpower each other and figuring out things like balance and stuff like that.
Exactly. And the recording technology was improving as well. From a playback perspective, and I'm more familiar with the playback.
Okay.
So I can explain this a little bit more.
Yeah, because I'm not, so.
The early reproducers. Now, the reproducer includes the needle that touches the record, and it includes the tone arm itself where the sound went through. And in between those two was where the little piece of mica that vibrated would be.
That's like that disc thing,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
So if you look, y'all maybe Google this or something while we're talking about it. I'll give you a moment. So when you look at the apparatus that sits on the actual record,
Right.
there's the needle part, which most people who are familiar with turntable like that, we still use needle technology
We do,
when we play
yes.
back on vinyl and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then the tone arm has the function, it's hollow, right?
It is.
On these old phonograph
Yes.
players. And it's got like this circular kind of doodad that sits on top of the end of the tone arm,
Yes.
where the needle is. So how is the needle connected to that?
It's the needle is inserted into a small hole. It's screwed in to hold it tight. So
What are the needles made out of?
Steel.
Steel. Okay.
Yes.
So they're like literally, we've talked about this. They degrade the record every time.
Every time they play. Yeah.
Because
Now,
steel on shellac, I mean, shellac is famously kind of
fragile.
brittle.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, modern day reproductions of those needles can be made out of bamboo.
Oh.
Right. So that helps a whole lot.
Oh, okay. And bamboo is like infinitely renewable.
Right.
Yeah.
But back then it was steel. So the way that this worked is the steel tip of the needle would read the vibrations in the shellac. That would then, because it's attached to the reproducer,
That's the bit with the mica.
that's the little bit with the mica, the sound would get echoed up in there. The mica would then vibrate.
Well, it wouldn't get echoed. That's something different. So
You're
the-
correct. That's a bad term.
Right. The
Yes.
vibration of the needle
Yeah.
would then, in turn, vibrate that thin piece of mica.
Yes.
And the tone arm, which is hollow, then I guess would serve as sort of like a resonator.
Yes, exactly. Or like a horn. If you look at a horn, the part that you blow in is smaller in diameter, and it becomes larger in diameter.
Well, you start out with a small bore,
Right.
and then it kind of expands out.
Exactly.
But the whole thing is hollow because it is all a musical instrument is a resonator.
Yes, exactly.
It's like and a piano. Let's look at a piano. A piano is just a big resonator box. If you take a tuning fork and you whack it against something, you don't hear much out of it. But if you take the end of that tuning fork and you stick it on the top of a piano,
Exactly.
the entire piano will vibrate and you can hear it. And you can very clearly hear the sound that tuning
Right.
fork is making. So the needle is connected to
The mica.
the mica, which is in the reproducer, which
Yep.
is then in turn connected to the tone arm, which is then connected to the cabinet
Yes.
of the phonograph player,
Yes.
which also acts like a resonator.
Yes. Exactly.
And you can control that with, there's like doors on it that you can open and close that you can make it louder or softer.
Yeah. Victor used the doors. They actually had those patented for volume control.
Neat.
Yes. But where I was going with this...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. That's an actual terrific explanation for my next point. The reproducer technology, that little round part that contained the mica, improved across those 10 years.
I see. So
So-
people were tweaking that
Exactly.
The design of that.
That's exactly it.
Okay.
Yes. So the sound was not just recorded in a more wholesome way due to sound engineering, but it was played back better as well. And that's what we're going to hear with this.
Oh, interesting.
A new interpretation of the same song that was helped by improved technology.
Do we know anything about the specific technology that was being used here? I know. So this was a different label.
All of the labels ultimately used the same technology. You know, 'cause it's really, really difficult to patent science.
Right, but design of the
The
reproducer.
Well, there are two parts to that answer. I cannot speak to the recording technology. I don't know what phonotypia would have used. But the playback technology would have been whatever was there.
The playback,
So-
yeah.
right,
But we're
so-
talking about the recording
Yeah,
technology.
I cannot answer that.
I
don't know
would
what they
presume,
have used.
and just because I know what I know about Edison, that they probably guarded some of their secrets pretty closely,
Probably, yeah.
right? Like, because Edison had an entire stable of scientists and inventors that did things, and he just slapped his name on it.
Yeah.
But they also were closely kept secrets.
Oh, definitely.
You know, I imagine that each recording label probably had something similar.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they would have borrowed as much as they could without breaking patents.
Sure,
You know,
sure,
or
sure.
sometimes they would have broken patents.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I'm
Yeah.
thinking of patented
yeah,
technology.
Leeds and Caitlin did it. I mean, They
Yeah.
lost multiple lawsuits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we got into the weeds.
We did.
All right. So
Yeah.
let's listen to this
Yes.
damn thing.
Yes, this is Liebestod Part 1, performed by Amelia Pinto with orchestral backing.
Okay.
Viva
You look thoughtful.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, vastly improved quality.
Definitely.
You've got Logan drinking out of your water back there.
Oh, that's great.
No, you better take it from... I'm afraid he's going to knock it down. Is that good, buddy? Delicious. Yeah. Anyway, I look back there and he had his face stuck all the way down in that
It's not like
glass.
he doesn't have water everywhere else.
It's fresh water everywhere, but
Yeah.
it's not good enough. It's got to be your water.
Yes, exactly.
There he goes. Anyway, so vastly improved quality in the recording and stylistically very, very different. This was not typical, like this very round, full, earthy sound was not in vogue at this point. So it struck me. It sounds a lot more like one of your modern vocalists. It was beautiful. I really loved it. Still leaned a little heavily on vibrato. There wasn't I wouldn't call it judicious use of vibrato. It was just kind of used for everything, and that's fine.
Right.
But she beautiful voice. Oh my God, really, really beautiful. So I got the answer to my question as to how they made it sound like a full orchestra, which indeed it did.
It did. It really did.
But when she was not singing, it became very apparent to me how they were filling in some of those voices. And what they did was they replaced... So we've talked about this before. Stringed instruments don't pick up really well on these acoustic recordings.
Right.
They're because of the way stringed instruments behave physically. They don't vibrate they don't play loudly. They just don't play very loudly.
Right.
You can be sawing away on a violin, and it's not going to speak very well. It doesn't vibrate the air that much. That's why you have your solo violinists, but whenever you have a score, if you've got a solo violinist, everybody's playing at mezzo piano, mezzo forte tops,
right.
Because otherwise you are going to bury that poor soloist on the violin. And we talked about tubas being subbed in for the string basses, which was the case in this recording, and it sounded very much. Kudos to that tuba player, because he or she made it sound like it was a bowed instrument. Played it very, very orchestrally. Really appreciated that. But what they did for the other parts was they subbed in almost all of the string. There were some stringed instruments in there, but what they did was they substituted a lot of the stringed instruments with winds, specifically flutes and piccolos. And piccolo is a bold choice. There's a joke among musicians. How do you get two piccolo players to play in tune?
How do you get two piccolo players to play in tune?
You shoot one.
Wow.
Because they're notoriously difficult to play in tune. Like if you've got more than one, that's one too many. Seriously, because they're these tiny little. They're maybe about 10 inches to a foot long, and they're very difficult to play in tune with each other. And I heard that, like, when she was not singing, it became really clear to me. I was listening to the tuning of the instruments with each other, because I always do, and Omar, they were having some pitch issues. But that was my biggest clue. That was like, aha, that's what they did.
Okay, yeah.
Those really high violin parts, they substituted flutes and piccolos in there. But they speak louder.
Right.
A piccolo is very loud. You can hear one piccolo over the whole band.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah, high notes do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But particularly on a piccolo, because of what it's made from and because of how it's played and because of how it vibrates. Like you will always hear the solo in Stars and Stripes Forever played on the piccolo, because it is, and it just rises up above the whole band.
Okay.
You can't not hear it. But yeah, that's how they did it. That's how they achieved that full orchestra sound. And they did it pretty well. I am sufficiently impressed.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Very good. And if you like that, you will love the next one.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Yes.
But we got to talk
before
about
we get to the next one.
other stuff first.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. We like to talk about what we do because it's important to us, and we think it's important to. I'll sound a little bit humble here. We think it's important to society as a whole.
Okay.
Very humble. So at Blind Skeleton, we do like to, examine and celebrate vintage entertainment. Whether it's these old songs or, old silent movies or old photographs, paintings, old-time radio, and the list goes on and on. And we like to do it because, first of all, we love it. We do love the old vintage forms of entertainment, but also because I think it's really important to understand, Yulia is much better at explaining this than I am, but I'll start and she can fill in the blanks.
Okay.
It is this type of art that helps us understand what was important to the people at the time. And through this type of analysis and art, we can perhaps a little better understand who we are today.
It's true. People only make art about the things that are important to them.
Right.
The things that are on your mind. I've said before, and I've said it. I'll continue to say it. Anything too stupid to be said is sung.
Right.
And when words will not do, that's when art takes over.
Exactly. That is exactly it.
And, one can argue, well, words can be art too. And yeah, absolutely.
Oh, definitely they can. We have such a rich and vibrant history of literature of all humanity that definitely words are something. Yeah.
The Odyssey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
we have literature, we have poetry. We have song, we have musical compositions, we've got film, we've got all of these wonderful things that help us be able to step into the shoes of the people that came before us and learn what was important to them.
Yes.
Because wouldn't it be nice if somebody 100 years from now is curious about the things that were important to us?
Right.
Like, think about that for a minute. Like, I really hope that humanity still remembers how to be curious 100 years from now.
Yeah.
And like what were people listening to back in that day?
Right.
And what was important to them and what was going on, and that informs it informs the history, the facts. We can go back 100 years from now and we can see from the record what was happening, around the world politically, what was happening to people, what was happening with the weather, what was happening with governments, what was happening. We can look at the written record, the historians that kept, and people have examined the paperwork and the record. Like, I was just talking about genealogy today. Like, you can go into government archives, you can go into even churches kept records of births and deaths and things like that. These are facts. But in terms of what people were feeling, in terms of what people were passionate about, in terms of what people were railing against, in terms of what people found to be beautiful and inspiring, the only place you can go for that is the arts.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's why we do what we do. We watch old films constantly. We listen to old music. We admire art that was created and important to people throughout history. And I'm talking about throughout, we don't limit ourselves to just 100 years ago. We've talked about paintings, Renaissance paintings, medieval paintings.
Yes, and tapestries.
Yeah. And it's all part of the story of us. And I think that it's important that we remember where we came from.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Honestly, folks back then, not that different than
Not
us
so
today.
much.
People were important. People found to be important, many of the same things that we find to be important today. You know, most people we've talked about this before, most people just want to be heard and understood and appreciated and respected.
Right.
And that has not changed over the course of humanity.
Yeah.
So art helps us understand that. Art helps us understand what people found to be amusing.
Yes.
Art helps us understand what people got fired up about. Art helps us understand what people wanted to change.
That as well. Yeah.
So that's part of why we do what we do. It's also wildly entertaining.
Well, that as well.
I was distraught, Bonaparte, that we missed Laurel and Hardy in Phoenixville this year.
Yes. Yeah, me too.
I saw that one of our friends posted something to Facebook in front of the marquee at the Colonial in Phoenixville, and Laurel and Hardy was up there. I was like, God, we missed it.
Yeah, well, we've just been so busy.
We have been. We really, really have been. And what we should do is become members of the Sons of the Desert.
We absolutely should. Yes. We have. In fact, I was actually looking at that paperwork, ironically enough, just yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we make that happen.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, how many people our age are members of the Sons of the
Right,
Desert?
exactly.
I think that's kind of a kick too.
I think so. Yeah.
But we like to, and it's funny because like that stuff endures too. It's still funny.
Oh, it is.
We saw an episode of the IT Crowd where
yes,
they reproduced the scene, one of the scenes from Sons of the Desert.
Yeah.
Like verbatim.
Oh, it was hysterical.
And like I was so tickled that you recognized it right away. I was like, "Oh, gets it." So it's a kick for us. We like to delve into it. We like to talk about it. Obviously,
Yes.
we like to blog about it. We like to show you our pictures and tell you what we're doing. And we hope that you can participate with us at some point. So if that's a thing, if that's your thing and that's what you're into, or if you're even curious about it, head on over to blindskeleton.one.
Yes.
And that's where we do all that neat shit.
That's true.
You can find out about what we're doing. You
Yep.
can find out, you can see the stuff that we're writing. You can look at old photographs. You can watch old films. We've got a theater set up with silent films in
We
it.
do.
We talk about the things that we're doing, the places we're going. You know, sometimes you can find us in the wild, and we would love to have you
That's
come
correct.
join us.
Yes, indeed.
And the way you can really be in the know about that, and I'm tickled because Bonaparte has just given me my credentials that I can start blogging and writing and contributing.
Indeed.
It's about time. You can sign up for our newsletter,
Yeah.
and it is still in its formative stages. It's embryonic at this point, but promise you, we're getting there.
Yep.
If you sign up for the newsletter, that will entitle you to a freebie.
Indeed. A free 2-ounce sample of ground coffee, good enough to brew a full 12-cup pot.
That's right. I think it's one of our 6 regular roasts,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Yes. So it will entitle you to one of our 6 regular roasts. If you sign up for our newsletter, we will not sell your information to anybody. We will not use it for weird, nefarious purposes. We will not bother you. We will not spam you, because that's dumb and we hate that. So we're not going to do that to you. But when you do sign up, we'll just shoot you a note and say, hey, thanks for signing up. Where do you want us to send your coffee? And you can give us an address, any address, and we will send it there.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and point your browser to blindskeleton.one and hit us up. Oh, you can find our links to our...
All of our socials.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Our contact information, and here's our phone number if you want it.
Indeed.
Drop us a line. You can even leave us a dirty message.
If you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can even be like one of those weird heavy breathers.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Ew. 302-609-1925 is our number.
Yes.
We don't pick up the phone. It'll go to a voicemail.
Yeah.
And I'm begging you, Bonaparte, to let me record the greeting.
You got it.
And you can go ahead and leave us a voicemail. Tell us where you're listening from. Tell us what you want to hear. If you've got requests, we do take requests. If there's a topic you'd like us to cover, we would love to do that for you. If there's something that you think that we could do better, awesome. Don't tell us to shut up, because we won't. And if you want to be a guest, if you have something that you're passionate about that you think would align with what we're doing, please do let us know. We would love to have you on. We can't pay you, but we can keep you pretty well set up with coffee.
Absolutely. And if you can prove to us that your name is actually Fod, F-O-D, I will send you 2 12-ounce bags of coffee.
Fod. My name is Fod.
It's a private joke.
It is.
Nobody else gets it.
Soon to be unprivate, because we're going to start doing fun things with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we are?
We are.
This is new to me.
I know, I'm full of ideas.
You're full of something.
I am.
Let's listen to our third song.
Our third song is... So our last song was part 1 of part 2.
Okay.
Okay. Our third song is part 2 of part 2.
But we've time traveled now.
We have. We've moved forward 12 years to 1926. In fact, we have moved forward to April 20, 1926.
Hey.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
Okay.
Yes.
So wait a minute. All right. So my question is, does the song break at the same spot?
It comes... I won't say it comes close.
Okay.
It comes close.
Okay.
Yes. So we are listening to part 2 of 2 from the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra.
Lovely.
Yes.
Okay.
1926. This is a Victrola red label.
Fancy.
Yes. Because when Victor decided that red label wasn't enough, they started using Victrola.
So, wait. So it was. So there's Victor, the plain regular degular
Yeah.
black label.
And red. And red.
But so they had Victrola black label, then Victrola red.
They had-
Victor black label,
Yeah.
Victor red label, then Victrola.
Rolla. Then the Victrolas were typically 12-inch records instead of 10.
I see.
Yes.
So, did they ever do Victrola la 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 la? Like that? Like did they like how fancy did they get before being like, all right, we think we're douchey enough that we're gonna stop?
No, they let it go at Victrola, and then the douchiness was picked up by U2 and Bono.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of douchey, aren't
Yeah.
they? Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so we have part 2 of 2 of Liebestod by on the Victor label by the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra. Victrola. Now, we are talking about musical interpretations.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you do when you decide you do not need the words to a song anymore? And that is what we're listening to here. This is purely an instrumental.
I see. Okay, so they've probably put the melody in the violin 1, or the trumpet, or potentially an oboe.
Yeah, I'm giving nothing away.
Okay.
But this is definitely the most radical of the 3 interpretations, because they've just done it completely with the orchestra and no vocalist.
No vocalist.
No
Okay.
vocalist.
Interesting.
Yes. And the reason for part 2, part 1 would have been the more appropriate part since we had listened to a part 1 already.
Mm-hmm.
But I listened to both part 1 and part 2, and I found part 1 to be dreadfully boring.
Oh.
So I opted for part 2.
Okay.
Personal preference.
All right.
Okay.
Wagner may have been a Nazi, but he could write a banger.
He could. he definitely could.
I mean, it's like, what?
Right.
Tristan's dead.
Yep. No, so is Isolde.
Oh, wait. No, Tristan was dying.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, he was dead by this point. This
Oh.
was Isolde's transformation.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Did she perish from grief?
She did.
I don't remember.
Yes, I believe she
Okay.
did. So we were talking this episode about musical interpretations. And for a lot of people that can be difficult to try and understand. So ask yourself this question if you're wondering about it. Does removing the voice diminish the piece, or does it reveal something else in Wagner's orchestration? How does it, maybe in more layman's terms, does removing the voice make you feel any different after hearing the song? And it does to me. It makes the song feel almost upbeat and positive with a finality that is not drastic.
Yes. It reminded me. It almost sounded like a ballet.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see that.
You know, like I'm thinking of Tchaikovsky.
Right.
Or, you know, I'm thinking particularly of like Swan Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Like the death of the swan.
Right.
You know. It had shades of that for me. As I was listening to it, I thought, man, you could do a ballet to this. And I'm sure it's been done.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure
Right.
somebody probably took this and
interpreted it.
and made it into a ballet. Because, you know, when you don't have your actors singing, you've got to convey the story somehow.
And now it's dancing.
And now it's dance.
Right.
Which is another gorgeous way to interpret a story.
Absolutely, yeah.
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 So, yeah, it worked well that way for me. Oh. Did you hear that?
I did. It's a little white cat. 'Cause I have
Julie?
eyes on the other three.
Julie?
Yeah.
Where is she? Do you have eyes on her?
Not on her. Oh, she's in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we do not have a sound studio in the house. We
Yep.
have our dining room.
It is the dining room table.
We do not have a script other than my notes. And we very often have assistance from one or more of our four cats.
Well, we've had appearances now from 3.
Yes.
Just waiting for little chaos.
Yeah. Well, no, she was over here biting my toe earlier.
Oh, was she?
She
Okay.
was.
Well, then we've got everybody.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
present and accounted for.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's. I don't think that. I think that the purely orchestral version of that didn't take anything away from me. It was another way for me to hear it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Another way to think about the same story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what art is intended to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was beautifully done. I really enjoyed that. I especially appreciated being able to really hear the dynamic range. You know, the fortissimo and the pianissimo.
Right.
There was a lot of dynamic range that is more easily picked up when you electrically record something.
Oh, absolutely.
And I loved that you could hear all the instruments. Like, I loved that you could hear the harp
Yes.
so
yeah,
clearly.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, you're the violins are playing that little, tremolo,
Mm-hmm.
that sustained tremolo, and then you hear just this. You're kind of holding your breath, and then you hear that harp come in, and you're like, oh, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that
Right.
sparkly?
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So not only did we get to listen to 3 interpretations of the same song, but we got to listen to the same song as recorded by 3 different technologies, really.
Very, very different.
Right. All of which were beautiful in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly, technological improvements helped.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, what a huge difference in the span of 13 years? No.
Well,
20
between 23 between the first
23.
and the second and the third. Yeah.
But what a huge difference.
Right.
I mean, people who remembered the old recordings probably heard these newer recordings and just like blew their freaking minds.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Right.
So, yeah, I'm duly impressed by that. Here, give me that.
I'm not going to bring a glass of water again.
No, that was bad. Go ahead. You take it from here.
Yeah, and that brings us to the end of this week's show.
Just dumped it in a plant.
Yeah, because we have perhaps begun to go off the reservation, so to speak.
Yeah, we've got cats that are bugging us. And
Yeah, they're helping out.
yeah, poor Bonaparte had this big, beautiful glass of water that all the cats just help themselves to. So I just dumped it in a plant. So that's the story of our lives.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you all for listening in.
Thank you all
to
for
us
hanging
and
in
our
there.
cats.
Hanging in there with
Yeah,
us. You know, you're good sports.
Well, you can certainly tell when we get an episode that inspires us because it carries on a little bit longer than most of our other episodes.
Yeah.
This is one of the episodes that we really do enjoy putting together because we can really dig into it and offer some really deep analysis of it.
Yeah. That's part of it. That's part of why we love what we do.
Yeah.
We're curious. We like to kind of pick things apart.
Yeah, exactly.
Figure out how they work and talk about it.
Yeah.
And we would love to hear from you guys too. So again, reach out to us at blindskeleton.one. You can find all of our contact information there. We've got email. We've got our phone number, of course. You can reach out to us on our socials. Any way you want to get in touch with us, we would like to hear the things you're curious about as well.
Indeed. So thank you all for listening in, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye.